Funk Corporation's the name of the band purely because I like the name The Below Average White Band, but people kept mistaking us for a tribute band, and I didn't like that very much, so we decided to change the name. And Big Funk Corporation pretty much gives an idea of what we do. When we're the full lineup, it's an 11-piece. Obviously tonight we're a smaller lineup, 5-piece, but basically we are committed to sort of doing covers, but covers with material that's kind of reasonably credible. So we do a range of stuff, everything from stuff that's recorded this year, Justin Timberlake and that kind of thing, right back to Roy Ayers in the 70s and everything in between, really. So that's
on the Strand for another fine evening of live music brought to you by Jazz FM. We're going to have two sets of music tonight. First one starting right now. Second one will be around about 9:30 after we've had a short break. Well, ladies, put your hands together. Welcome to the stage, the Big Funk Corporation.
Weren't originally R&B or funk. I mean, when I was a kid, I was sort of aware of a few things going on, like D-influence and a few things like that, but I didn't, D-train rather, but I didn't have any connection with it, so it took a long time for me to develop into a situation where I started getting interested in sort of the more R&B side of things, because originally I wanted to do original music like everybody. I wanted to be a pop star, which is what all of us originally intend to be, and then gradually things changed because you want to make a living out of music, and I started getting interested in doing covers bands, but only stuff that I actually had some connection with. And as I got older and started getting into things like James Brown and the Motown stuff originally in the 80s, and then later on I got more into the kind of the rare groove thing, Stevie Wonder, and then later on kind of rare groove and more modern R&B, which is something that I've perhaps got into more in the last 2 or 3 years.
But I don't mind. I wanna rock you, girl. I'll land whenever you want. Come on and give us a whirl. Cause I've been watching you. I like the things you do. So come on, girl, and do that. I shake and move you move. So you grab some news and you grab a couple more, and you're making the beat in the middle of a blow in the air. Sweet, smelling right. You dance to the east and you said, alright, don't be no way to walk away. Dance with me, I won't ride your body. Please stay. Dance with me, you did tell you that I want to play. Dance with me, I won't ride you till break of day. Dance with me, I don't need no more. Wanna rock you, girl. Come on, the piece of pop. Come on and give us a whirl. You see the piece of me. I like the things they say. I got my girl and that I shake and move you. So you grab the your body and this song so why did you come to me? I wanna feel your love inside, girl. Got to feel your love is so right, baby, no more. Trying to love, get over, ooh, 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 boom, 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 dun, 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 dun. Play it. Girl, don't disrespect, I don't mean no harm. If I gotta get you in on baby, wanna you gotta take it too long. Big girl, gonna get you naked by end of this song. So why did you run to love? Wanna find your love and baby, I'm afraid now. I need to love it, baby, and give me that love. Not in love, get on the don't be the one to walk away. Dance with me, I won't rock your body. Please stay. Dance with me, and it's that I'm gonna play. Dance with me, I won't rock you. Ooh, I said it is the break, and then I'll be too quick to walk away. Dance with me, I'm gonna rock your body. Please stay now. I can dance with me, and it's really that I wanna play. Dance with me, I'm gonna rock you till the break of day. Thank you very much.
Normally, my favourite song at the time tends to be the thing that's the newest, so I suppose Everybody Loves the Sunshine is going to be top of my list this evening. But then Single Life is another tune that I really like, and I've wanted to do it in the set for a long time, so there's a couple. Those are probably the two that I'm most looking forward to performing this evening.
My life in the sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine. Get down in the sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine. Folks get down in the sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine. Oh yeah.
Because Smollenskys is kind of an actual music venue in some ways, although it's a restaurant, the people who come down are into music. You can afford to be a bit more, you can err on the side of something that's a bit more credible and is actually done for musical value rather than something that everybody knows. Obviously, if you're at a party or something, people want stuff that is familiar with, you know, with the entire audience. But tonight's set is stuff that I'm choosing that I personally like to sing, you know, as well as stuff that the band plays in its sets regularly. So that's tonight's thinking is that basically it's you know, it's more of a dedicated to a kind of musical thing rather than having to do kind of Eurovision all night. So on that level, that's why the material is the way it is. But it's all stuff that basically is R&B and groove based, and that can be anything from the 1970s up to today.
Looking back over the years, I guess I shedded some tears. Tried to tell myself time and time again, this time I'm gonna win. But another fight ends in a ride, I'm losing again. Take the fool to keep going over and starting over again. Think I better let it go. Like I Thank you very much. Paradiddle resolve.
Well, originally I started playing blues harmonica a long time ago, and then I got into sort of playing chromatic harmonica, which is slightly different because it's well, it's a completely different instrument actually. But I guess people like Stevie Wonder are the biggest influence. I mean, he used it a lot, and I'm not even remotely close to his level of skill, but that's what kind of perhaps got me into the idea of using it in relation to R&B and funk stuff. Definitely.
Last question. Why can't you give me? Baby, can you feel me? You seem so far away. Please don't demonstrate. Teardrops keep on falling. You seem so far away. Please don't go astray. Oh. Teardrops keep on falling. My heart keeps on falling. I said, now, love, baby, we'll bring us back together forever. All right. You got nothing on back. Turn me on. Why don't you come on home? Turn me on. Why don't you come on home? Turn me on. Turn me on. I said why? Baby, when there's a lie, and I know that love feels so right. Oh. Down your way, you see it now. Oh, you seem so far away. I don't please don't go astray. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know, baby. Oh, love, 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 love. We'll bring us back together forever. Come on. Turn me on. Why don't you come on? Turn me on. Why don't you come on home? Turn me on. Turn me on. Why don't you come on home? I said turn me on. Why don't you come on home, baby? Turn me on. I said why don't you come on home? Turn me on. Today, I got till tomorrow. I don't wanna kill you late night dance, big sister. Don't give up the day. I got till tomorrow. I don't wanna kill you late. Yeah, yeah, nah. Woo. I shoot the chicken on my baby. Come on. I think that whatever you do, I think that there's a lot of people in the music industry today on all the levels, you know, whether it's sort of just doing parties or whether it's
in the music industry proper who seem to think that you can create success out of just trying to come up with something that will connect with the audience without necessarily thinking it matters whether it connects with themselves. And I personally feel that you've got to believe in the music that you perform. I think that there's an awful lot of rubbish out there which I hate, but I think the performers who actually perform it, or the producers who make it, actually really like it, even though I might personally not like it very much. I think that a lot of music, the stuff that's most successful, tends to be the stuff where the performer actually believes in what they're doing. So my maxim is that that's the most important thing. I think the minute that you just do music for money and nothing else, and you just do songs because, you know, it's a people's choice, but you personally loathe it, is the time when you really are going to look at failing in the business, or certainly you're going to stop realising why it is that you do music, because if you don't feel it, there's not much point in doing music, I think. So that's kind of my idea.
One last time.